Spirit Airlines. They're headed to Columbus on February 15. Stay tuned. This episode of the Dollar Saving Divas podcast is brought to you by renttherunway.com.
You'll find more than 200,000 pieces and 400 designers in the Rent the Runway closet. For any event you might be attending, formal, cocktail, or festive, you can get 4 or 8 day designer rentals for a fraction of the price. Anything you want, one flat price.
And when you click the link on our Dollar Saving Divas Facebook page, you'll save even more and help keep this podcast free.
Look great and save money too at renttherunway.com.
Well, today we have Stephen, the official Spirit Airlines spokesperson. I like that. Lots of S's in there.
Good morning. Yeah, that's a tongue twister.
It is. It is. Well, glad you're with us. And, well, I know Columbus is very anxious to have you start flying from here. And you start on February 15th, which just happens to be my daughter's birthday. And I think you should give her free airline tickets.
Well, what would she like best? Would she like Tampa or Fort Myers, Fort Lauderdale,
it would
Orlando? What's her
Well,
style?
I know you're flying to all those places, and we actually have a home in Naples, so we fly to Fort Myers all the time, and I actually priced that for the same day and I know your competition that we fly there direct, and you fly on, I priced this out on April 4th, which is the next time I'm going down, was $47.30. I mean, that was just like incredible to me. And then I priced Las Vegas for like Saturday, February 24th. It was $49. I mean, You
can really find those deals if you're looking ahead of time and you're doing your research like you're doing. That's exactly how you do it.
Well, and we're good at doing our research because they don't call us the Dollar Saving Divas for nothing.
I figured as much. I figured as much.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the things. I went on your website and I looked at, obviously the pricing is incredible. But also tell me what this $9 fare club is. I didn't really get into that to see what that was, but it's probably something I should join.
Yeah, sure. If our $9 fare club is a way that you get discounted prices and you also get discounts on some of the extras like bags. So we encourage people to join. Sometimes, if you're flying with your family and you price it out, it's $60 for the year, and then if you join right off the bat, usually you'll make that savings right off that first trip, and then the savings just keep continuing. So it really is encouraging, our guests to do their research. People who typically do that are people like you who really want to find the savings. They really understand the model, and they know how to save money flying Spirit.
Well, and I really did look on there, and I was like, for instance, there's no free bags, there's no even a carry-on you have to pay, correct?
So what is included is a personal item that you can fit under the seat. So if you can fit, a backpack under the seat that with your, if you're going for a quick weekend to see grandma in Fort Myers, you might be able to do that, and that would be just the base fare. But if you do want to buy a carry-on, a larger roller, put it up in the overhead, there is a price associated with that as well as checked bags. And the best advice for that is to book right when you book on Spirit.com, right when you book your ticket.
I saw that.
It's always going to be the most affordable.
Yeah, because I saw this. If you're online and you're booking a flight, like I was looking at the Fort Myers flight, the first check bag was $21, and then a carry-on was $26. Well, then I would actually do a checked bag because it's cheaper than the carry-on. But then a second bag was $31. But if you checked it at the gate, it went up to $65, and then the airport itself $55. So it really is smart.
Plan ahead.
Plan ahead. And in my case, we have a home in Naples, so I actually leave a lot of clothes and lots of cosmetics and all that stuff down there. So, and it's only a 2-hour flight. So I mean, I think I'm about ready to hop on an airplane and go down for a long weekend for $47.30.
Let's go. It's chilly here.
It is chilly here. It's time to leave. Yeah.
So you're going to you're going to go to how many markets?
Research is number one.
Absolutely. And I know that you assign seats, but you also could pay if you want to, have an assigned seat, right? That if you want to pick your own.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're really concerned about where you sit on the plane, and if you really, if you want a little bit of extra leg room from our exit rows, we also have one of the best upgrades. One of the best upgrades for ultra low cost carriers. We have what we call the big front seat, which you can get, as low as $25 on some routes.
Okay.
And it's the size of what you would see in a first class on maybe a legacy airline.
Oh,
so,
really?
You still do all your other add-ons, but we find a lot of small business travelers, they really like to have that extra room in the front, and then they know that they can still, have that comfortable luxury and fly nonstop, but they can also, save a lot of money for the bottom line for their business.
Yeah. So Stephen, tell me about the airplanes. I'm a nervous flyer. So I like to know the age of every airplane I get on and their history, their maintenance history.
I love this question because, there are misconceptions about certain airlines in the industry. Spirit has the youngest fleet in the U.S., and our average plane is about 5 years old. We actually just took our 113th plane yesterday. So we're getting about a new plane almost every month. And it's exciting. Airbus is now making a lot of our planes here in the U.S. out of Mobile, Alabama. So we're really excited about that. I've gotten to go and pick them up. So we're all about the youngest, most fuel-efficient fleet in the country.
Still has that new plane smell. That new plane
it has that new. It really does. It has that new plane smell, and
a lot of them don't.
I'm sure the people of Columbus will be seeing the bright yellow planes in the sky flying, and they're hard to miss. So we really like to display our spirit, and
very good.
You see the yellow ones flying in. They are young and they're safe and they're comfortable.
So you're going to start flying out Columbus to Fort Myers, Las Vegas, Orlando, and Tampa, correct?
Yep, and you said Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Fort Myers, Orlando, and Las Vegas.
Okay.
And then just a few weeks later, after our February 15th, in March, we're starting service nonstop to Myrtle Beach and New Orleans.
New Orleans. I'm actually going there in April, but I have to fly from Fort Myers to New Orleans. You're not going to have a direct there.
Mardi Gras or not in time?
We won't have a direct connecting those two, but from Columbus, you'll be able to, go spend a quick weekend in New Orleans if you want. And, I've checked those calendars because there's so many music festivals that you can make a really fun, quick day trip. And those flights are, really affordable.
What's that drink, that hurricane drink they have in New Orleans? I think we should go down there and do some.
You know it, the hurricane and the food, the Cajun food, the live music.
Beignets.
Is that what that is? Beignets. I've been there, beignet, but I don't either. I just know that. Never mind. I'm not going to even go where I was going to go. But I love New Orleans. All those beads. Do you get free beads out on your plane? Do you have to do anything to get the beads?
On the inaugural flights, on those first flights when you head in, they usually show you a big welcome in New Orleans. They have live music in the airport. They hand out beads. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I remember this with, I know it's one of your competitors. I won't say their name. But I remember when it's the first flight of the season, or the first flight, and when it's the last one, they bring those big water trucks in, and they actually put the water over our truck. It was the last flight out of Fort Myers coming home.
They do, yeah.
Do they do that? Do you guys do that?
Water cannon salute.
Yes, that's it.
If it's warm enough, we would do that here. In the wintertime, it doesn't work as well.
I know, because then you would, no. The lesson would be, then you'd have to de-ice the plane.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's cold here and we can't do the water cannon, those people are heading on to Fort Lauderdale and Orlando and Fort Myers. I don't think they're going to be too sad about it, but it is a really cool sight to see if you ever get to take part in it.
Well, it was really fun. I didn't understand what it was, and then all of a sudden they came over it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, is the plane on fire or something?" Because all these water was coming over.
They should give you a heads up on that one.
Yeah, they waited a little too long for my thing. Now, do you have any food or drinks on the airplanes? I know.
Yeah, absolutely. We do. Everything is for purchase. I mean, you can get it is quite affordable. Just
give me some examples because I'm a wine drinker and I do like some nice little snackies. So tell me a little bit about the pricing.
Yeah, we have some great snacks. The typical. We have popcorn and we have the hummus and all. We actually have one of our popular is the noodles. You can get noodles on our flight, the ramen noodles. But
really?
We do a lot of quick snacks.
I've never heard of that before.
Are nonstop, and people are really just trying to get from point A to point B and go see their family or hit the town.
Well, I like to take the edge off, so I usually get a little glass of wine
No, absolutely. Yeah, we have a great drink selection, and it's also with keeping in mind that our guests are really looking to save money and spend those dollars on vacation.
Yeah. Well, and I think when it's a short flight, now are your seats a little, I mean, I know you're talking about the one in the bulkhead that you pay an upgrade for, but are your seats pretty comfortable on the Airbus? And how many passengers are on your planes?
They are cozy, but they're just as wide as any other. We do to put more seats on the plane and save customers money. They are a little cozier. I think most people are fine with it. If you're 6'6", you might want to look at trying to get an exit row, or I'm sure you probably would on any airline if you were that tall.
So it's pretty much just your leg room?
No, Yeah, the seats are super comfortable. They're designed to be able to put more people on it, which would save fuel and save money on the bottom line. But they are comfortable, and most of them are new and clean, and that's the most important part to us.
Yeah, that's great. And if it's a short flight, you can, so it's a little cozy. Cozy's okay if you're doing a short flight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why did Spirit decide to come to this market?
Well, we look at markets. When we look at markets, we look to see where there's needs for specific routes, of course, where we see where we know where people want to go, and we do our research and talk to the airports. The thing about Columbus is we're noticing there were a lot of really high fares, and so typically we go into markets where we see fares are just higher than they should be, and we know that we can go in and make a difference and stimulate a new group of people who probably wouldn't fly or might even drive. We've been talking to a lot of people here who say, I drive to Myrtle Beach usually in the summer, but now I'll save money flying versus spending the gas and, snacks along the road.
Yep.
And save time, really get to spend more time with their family. So yeah, that's the general philosophy there.
Well, and I did see when I looked at some different dates that when you fly different days, it is a kind of a graduated. There's some different pricing, and this was the pricing that I had looked at, like for the Fort Myers. But in some cases, it went up to like $67 or something. But no matter what the fare was, it was much less than some of your competition in this market. So I think you're going to be very successful.
Yeah.
Now at the John Glenn Airport, where are you flying out of? Which area? I mean, there's
Concourse.
Concourse. That's it. Which area are you flying out of?
Looking for?
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
We'll be out at Terminal B. You won't miss our counters. It's right in the entryway. They're bright yellow. They'll be bright yellow. The signs are getting installed next week, which is exciting. And then we'll be at the end of Terminal B, which John Glenn International is just one of the most beautiful airports. The renovations, I never got to see it before, but I love the local flair, the restaurants, and the people. It's just been such a great experience in this market, getting to know people and spreading the word about Spirit.
You're just sucking up to Columbus, Ohio, aren't you?
That's a nice airport.
So let me tell you, they're letting us throw a big party on the day of the inaugural, which is February 15th. We do these contests called Spirit-aneous, where we invite people to show up with their bags packed 3 hours before the flight. They put their name in. 2 hours or so before the flight, we pick a name, and one lucky winner and a guest are going to Orlando or Fort Lauderdale or Las Vegas for 3 nights with their hotel and their flights covered.
Oh, do they have?
So if you're a spontaneous person, we like to inspire impulse travelers. So it's all about that.
Maybe my daughter should go. Maybe my daughter should go, and that's her birthday. She should go out to the airport. Now, you don't
absolutely should. Absolutely.
You don't make them pay for their baggage, do you?
No, that'll be included for those lucky winners.
What a fun contest.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also we sponsor this program where we help put music acts and musicians and bands on tour across the country. So in kind for, us helping them go on tour, they put on shows at the airports, in flights, all over the place at community events that we're part of. And we happen to have 4 or 6 rock bands from Ohio who are going to be at the airport playing that day. So we get to have our local musicians, we get to meet the people of Columbus, send some people out, give away some prizes, and really celebrate Spirit being in Columbus for the first time.
What time does that start?
It's going to be through the day. So all the info on that is at spiritsweetdeals.com. And also on that site, if you enter your name, you'll be automatically entered for the chance to win a pair of vouchers as well. That has all the details there. And then when you were talking about earlier, I wanted to mention, too, the flying on the days of the week and really doing your research about that, we have made it really simple that if you go to spirit.com/Columbus, you can see that difference. And you can see the days where you're really going to find those deep discount prices. And it's a really good way for people to kind of understand the model. You two are experts, so I don't have to worry about you. But for other people who are really trying to do some research and see which days of the week are the best to save them money, that's going to be the really easiest way to do that.
Well, and I think when I was on the site, I will compliment that because it was very easy to navigate. I mean, it was real. I mean, I was on there for not even 5-6 minutes, and I got all this information just very easily. So it was really, and to be able, the way they compare the dates the days of the week. It was easy to look. I didn't have to like scroll down and do all this. It was just kind of right there, and I could easily compare it. So we wish you the best of luck in our market. And
well, thank you so much.
And you still can give us some tickets if you want.
Well, I'm hoping that we get to see your daughter's name picked on the inaugural flight for her birthday weekend.
Okay, her name is Alexis. So if it's, I think you should just.
But thank you both so much for having me, and I really appreciate it. Spirit is so proud to be a part of the Columbus community and to start serving Central Ohio. So thanks for having us.
Okay,
absolutely, thank you.
We've heard from so many of you, our Dollar Saving Divas podcast listeners, that you're having a difficult time leaving a rating and review for the podcast in iTunes. So here's a painless way to do it.
Go to www.pleasereviewmypodcast.com/DSD for an easy step-by-step tutorial to follow. That's www.pleasereviewmypodcast.com/DSD.
Reviewing and rating our podcast in iTunes helps us in so many ways, but most importantly, we get your feedback on what you like about the podcast.
Thanks for being a listener and subscriber and going to www.pleasereviewmypodcast.com/DSD. Thanks for listening to the Dollar Saving Divas. If you have ideas for an upcoming episode, we'd love to hear from you. Just head to our Facebook page at facebook.com/DollarSavingDivasCBus and share your comments. Our podcast is available on iTunes, iHeartMedia, or your favorite podcast player. Thanks again for listening.
Circle270media.com